First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
And hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Dibbler. That is a live look there at Portland. And as you can tell, it is hazy out there. There is some pollution going on, a lot of that caused by some of that wildfire that's coming in and some ozone pollution on top of that. So I want to let everybody know, just be aware of that. We've got a lot of information at kptv.com. You can go and take a look. So that is just something you should know there at the top of the show. But again, this is Fox 12 Now. We're live streaming here every weekday, starting around 1 p.m., going throughout the afternoon, covering a wide range of topics. Sometimes it's breaking news, deeper dives. Sometimes we talk to celebrities. And that's what we're doing here in this segment. So we're going to be speaking to Cesar Millan. And you probably know him as the dog whisperer. If you own a dog, you have inevitably, most likely, watched something that he has done and followed some of the advice that they have there. I mean, I can say for myself, I own a dog. You know, they don't always do exactly what you want them to do. That's a big part of owning a pet, and he's had some pretty good advice over the years, but a lot of times what he's tackling are some really bigger issues. And this series, as it says, Better Human, Better Dog, so it's all about training the human and the dog. But what we wanted to talk about too was his 20 years in television. So we start the show off going through that, or start the interview off going through that. I didn't get a ton of time with him, but it was really nice to talk to him for a little while. So let's just roll right into it. Here it is, Cesar Millan on Fox 12 Now. You know, new season coming out, but 20 years since that first television appearance doing this, you know, and I know some of your backstory, you know, obviously you were always a fan of dogs, but did you ever envision anything like this to where your career would be a dog behaviorist and now known worldwide for your ability to do this?
Listen, humbly, I can tell you that I was coming to America to learn from Americans because I grew up watching Lassie and Rin Tin Tin. So I thought that every dog in America was just like Lassie and Rin Tin Tin, so you guys didn't need me. But then once I realized that my natural, simple common sense was needed in America, I grabbed the quote, "Ask not what the country can do for you, what can you do for the country?" Knowing that I'm an immigrant, I said, I'm going to contribute to America in a way where they're going to have a much better relationship with dogs.
There's a lot of common sense needed, but certainly with the dogs as well. So thank you for bringing that.
Yes.
You know, after doing this, I definitely want to talk about the new season, but just for you, you know, going through this, I have to ask, because when I brought up that I was going to be talking to you, the first thing that happened is everybody I know is like, oh, ask him this about my dog. Ask him this about my dog. I thought the same thing about my dog. Is it possible for you to go anywhere in life without someone stopping you to ask a question about their dog?
No, no. And I travel a lot, and you know, when the captain of the plane knows that I'm there, he comes out of the plane and asks me a dog question as we are in the air. All right, he said, "Don't worry about it." So somebody in the cabin, and all the pilot is on, right? The automatic pilot is on. I said, "Sir, I will answer all your questions once we land."
Yeah, yeah. Take care of your job first, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Well, you know, coming into this season, you know, we've got, I believe it's the 5th season for a
Yeah.
Better Human, Better Dog. And, you know, when you're going out there and setting up for this season, what are some of the things that you look for? Because you probably do have so many opportunities, so many different ways that you could help. What are the cases that you look for the most when it comes to setting up a season?
I don't really have a say so on it. The team that's in charge of choosing the right families, you know, because it's not just about the dog, it's also about the humans, you know, to be friendly to TV, to be interested on TV. And so I don't have a say so on that. I really enjoy the surprises. They find the most challenging cases, like Brunello, you know, a dog with neurological problem, blind and deaf, and for 6 years he's been attacking objects. So that's like a high obsession, right? And so how do you find something like that? I don't know. I'm just open, just like when I came to America, I didn't know what I was getting into it. I just knew that I can do it, right? So the faith, the confidence, and the creativity is something that I like to nurture by not knowing.
I think that's a testament to your ability and your experience of doing that you can trust this team just to be like, hey, yeah, here's some of the, you know, the oddest cases or the most, you know, trying cases that we could find. And there you go. Now fix this.
That they do. I have a good team. You know, I have a great team of people. They find the cases that can be interesting for TV. And so, I mean, we've been in TV for 20 years. So obviously humans or people find it very interesting because we find, we have shot in Australia, we have shot in England, we have shot in, different parts of the world. And of course, America has a lot of interesting cases.
Well, yes, absolutely. I mean, and people, obviously love their dogs. I live here in Portland, Oregon, and there's, every third person owns a dog, including myself. So a question for that, just to, I guess to talk about on the Portland side of things, with everybody having dogs, what do you think is one of the most important things that someone should think about when deciding to get a dog if you live in a city where a lot of other people do have them already?
Well, I think one of the things that people don't really do is to pay attention on the energy that dog was born with. Like to go to the Olympians, if you're a happy-go-lucky human or back-at-the-back human, you're not going to be able to go to the Olympics, right? Because you have to born with a certain energy, right? So those are the people that go to the Olympics, and the rest of the people can be happy-go-lucky, can be more mellow, right? So in the dog world is the same. You get from, middle, back. And so you need to understand that a dog that you are about to get is lower energy than you. That's why sometimes you see energy than the dog, right? And you can see how the dog follows the cat. How does that happen? The cat doesn't watch my show, but you know what I mean. The cat only knows that his energy is bigger than the dog, and is gonna set the rules, boundaries, limitations. So the cat becomes the pack leader of the dog. And the human case, the human wants to be the pet parent, right? Like I want to love the dog, I want to help the dog emotionally. Yes, you can give the emotions and the love after trust, respect. But if the dog doesn't respect you, energetically speaking, there's nothing you can do. That's why people end up getting rid of the dog. Look what happened, after COVID. People just went and emptied the shelters, but then they send the dog back because they didn't have the education, right? They used to say, I don't have time. Now with time, I don't have knowledge. See, knowledge, time, and then you follow through.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
a formula for everything.
right. I mean, I love that there's a formula for everything. So if people can work on that, well, they can certainly watch your show and learn a lot that way. So new season, and I know we're running out of time, but for everybody who's going to be watching this season, what can they expect?
Well, they expect knowledge. They expect how to make. I do help people to achieve the noble silence, the calmness. I definitely am more in training humans now, because I always done it. I train humans, rehabilitate dogs. I always say that, but now you can see how I help people to achieve this very natural, simple concept of silence and calmness. Dog people don't like silence and calmness. Dog people are like, oh my God, that's dog people, right? So
Yes.
I want people to they embrace the silence and the calmness so the confidence can be effective, right? So it's calm, confident, love, joy. And so that's why I want people to expect, and the simplicity behind and the dedication that it takes to rehabilitate a dog or to help a dog.
Well, Cesar, thank you so much for joining me here. I really appreciate it. You're a treasure, 20 years on television for a reason, and new season out now. So everybody can go check that out. And I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, there we go. Cesar Millan right here on Fox 12 now. And again, we do cover a wide range of things. Sometimes for these interviews, you just get a few minutes, but that's what we got right there. So we also want to share that with you. We are live streaming. We're on KPTV.com. You can click on the Fox 12 Now tab. You can also go to the Fox 12 Oregon app on whatever platform you're on. So whether that's Fire TV, Apple TV, Roku, Android, Apple, you name it, we've got something out there for you to download, and that way you can watch all of our segments and everything else, of course, that we have going here at Fox 12 Oregon. Coming up at 1:30 p.m., we're going to switch gears and talk about utility rates and how to save some money. So we're probably all aware. If you're not aware, utility rates have been going up over the last couple of years, and we're all using a lot of power right now, especially as during these while we have all this heat going on. So Eric Goranson from Around the House Northwest is going to join with some tips and advice on how to keep those rates down a little bit, and also how to keep out some of that ozone and wildfire smoke pollution that is happening right now. So what I mentioned there at the very beginning of this segment, that ties in to our next segment. So you want to come back on, again, whatever platform you're watching me on right now, you can go right there if you're watching live at 1:30 p.m. That's where I'll be. If you're watching it after the fact, thanks as well. These are always available on demand. You can share these segments and, of course, go through the entire archive of all of the things that we cover, which is myriad. We do a lot of different segments here. So thanks for joining us. We'll regroup for right now. I'll talk to you soon. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.